guys on the other side?
Oh no.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Demethrin 5 right here on QuestJunkiesUK. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
We are very glad to be back. Unfortunately, we don't have the lovely Sam with us. I will attempt
We're in jail.
Yeah, I will attempt to play the character.
Got the wins.
But yes, we are here for another terrifyingly haunting and rot-infested session of this mini-campaign. So, let me get my introductions out of the way, and we can go ahead and meet our players and do all the wonderful things and tell a story where everyone dies, hopefully. So, let's play this week's edition of Will the Chat Commands Work? Do-do-do-do-do-do. No. Try again. What? There we go.
Hey.
Hooray!
Oh, and it's still not updated. Okay, ignore that. I need to... I have updated this, but it's still posting the old one. If you look at the link that's posted in chat, and then look at the one immediately below it, you will see soundscape.com/PhoenixIwaki. If you use this link and get yourself a free trial, or if you already know that Soundscape is amazing and you get over 1,000 different ambiances and music and sound effects and everything to enhance all your tabletop role-playing needs, then just sign up and be a Super Siren subscriber like us. Using that link, you can help the wonderful John, aka Phoenix Iwaki, continue telling the incredible stories that they tell over there, which I am thrilled to be a player in one of the campaigns. It's so much fun. It's the best.
A marathon yesterday.
Yesterday was quite a ride, yes. And as is usual, I did nearly die. But, you know, that's par for the course at this rate. But yes, please do use that link. Go and not only support this wonderful channel, but get yourself supported with some incredible sounds. We also like to support independent musicians on this channel as well. People such as Travis Savoy, Michael Gelfie, Hunter Rogerson, Tabletop Audio, The Seventh Midnight, Cullen Vance, and Scott Lee have all contributed to our QuestJunkies music catalogue, and we are very thankful for all their efforts. We also have incredible character art, as you can see on the screen. Look at these gorgeous little bubs here. They're all designed by the wonderful, magnificent Aviv Orr. Incredible artist. Please go and show her some love. And, you know, if you need some art doing, I could not recommend anyone better. Like, holy shit. And at some point, I will be getting in contact with Aviv because we have a Wildmount campaign to get some art done for. So that's going to be... Oh, I'm excited. I'm very excited for that. But more on that later. So, moving swiftly on, should there be an opportunity for a particularly interesting and exciting boss encounter of sorts, will we use a virtual tabletop? Hell no. We will use a real battle map with real minis that I paint on stream. Still awaiting the arrival of Demethrin minis so that I can paint them on stream, but more on that. If you want to actually keep an eye on when that's happening, join the Discord. Link it in the chat, where you can be amongst the first to learn about all the latest news and announcements and stream updates and things. Like we just recently announced the Wildmount campaign, and that we joined the Rolling Together stream team. You know, wonderful stuff. You can be the very first to hear it if you're in that group. You can also see us post memes and just be, well, nerds, really. The best kind of life, really. We also have a wonderful little merch store. If you are subscribed to the QuestJunkies Twitch channel and you link it to our merch store, you get community discounts on everything. That's right, I said everything. Any merch you see on there. We have merch for the Redania Chronicles. We've got merch from our Honey Heist. We have our Demethrin 5 t-shirt with more Demethrin merch on the way. Yeah, I have an addiction. We were talking about addiction earlier, and mine is making t-shirt designs, apparently. So, yeah, help feed this addiction by buying our merch. And Christmas is coming up. If you have a friend that loves D&D, you're not quite sure what to get them, they've got so many dice already, they've got all the books and stuff. What can you get them? Oh, I know, I'll head over to the Quest Junkies merch store and pick up a Feronia's Wild Brew t-shirt, or It's Muffin Time cooking apron, or just some muffin stickers, because why not? They'll love it. They might not know who we are, and that's fine, but they'll look it up and they will see us and they'll think, have you still got the receipt? No, they won't. Hopefully not. Anyway, moving swiftly on from that, we also have a YouTube channel where we upload all the VODs immediately after the sessions. So if you can't stay for the whole session today, don't worry about it, because the VOD will be up later this evening once I've got around to doing that. And yeah, you'll be able to catch up, and all the other old VODs are also on there too. So if you've missed a couple of sessions, or you want to catch up on the main campaign or see some of the one-shots we've done, it's all on there. So please help yourself. And if you type in QuestJunkiesUK or the Rodani Chronicles into your preferred podcast platform, whatever the phrase is, I don't know, we're also on most of those. So do go ahead and check that out. With that being said, I've rambled on enough. Let's have some other people rambling on. So let's go around and meet our players and find out who they are, who they're playing, and let's have an interesting random fact about your character. Because why not? If I have to improvise today, then you have to improvise today as well. So, starting to the side of me, we have Lexi. Who are you? Who are you playing? And give us an interesting random fact about your character.
Hello, I'm Alexandria. You can say Small Bird Lex. I do small bird art, small bird. I am tiny and nervous all the time, so I will be someone's cup of tea. You will find something of mine that you like. That does sound like a threat, and it probably is. So I do art, cosplay, all kinds of funky stuff. I've been playing Ginkgo, the Autumn Eladrin, who is not used to human society, so she's very confused about how everyone does things. Utensils were a big thing for her. She did not understand utensils at first. That's her fun fact. At first she was like, why can't you just grab it and eat it? It's right there. What do you mean I have to use a tool?
It's fascinating, and in some ways I can relate. All right, thank you so much. Sam is not here, unfortunately, but Sam normally is here playing Astra, the Fey elf mischievous enemy of Gikato. I'll make up an interesting fact about Astra, I suppose. Astra's favorite scent is petrichor, the smell of dust after rain. And yeah, I don't know. That's where my head went. Moving swiftly on, Aylin, who are you? Who are you playing? And a random interesting fact about your character.
Aylin, I play Aegis. And a random fact about him is that he and his family don't know they're Aasimar. They just think they're weird drow that glow.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hi.
Very curious. Sorry, I'm just combating this. Where is it? Goodbye.
Just click on the name. Yeah.
There we go.
See you.
Fascinating. Thank you so much. We also have John.
Hello. I feel partly responsible, but that's a Japanese bot name. I didn't do it. Wasn't me. All right. Hello, I'm John from Phoenix Ueki, and I am playing Gekato, who is a Tila lizard folk, sand scale type, ranger, blood hunter, druid, fighter, sorcerer, and he is. Let's see. Interesting fact about Gekato. He is no longer in his previous employment because he nearly delivered a booby-trapped crystal which exploded and nearly killed the Queen of Night and Magic. And the source of that crystal was revealed in last week's Beyond the Witchlight.
Ooh, I need to catch up. I really need to catch up. Okay. Thank you so much. And last but never least, Mike.
Hi, friends. I'm Mike. Thank you for joining us today. I will be reprising my role with these lovely folks as Kimura, our half-orc paladin. Fun fact, despite growing up by the sea, she hates seafood. The only seafood dish she can technically enjoy is paella.
Huh. I'm very curious.
It's yummy.
Not me writing paella in my notes.
Trying to remember how to spell paella.
This is when Kimura has her next nightmare, which is just like a bowl of paella filled with maggots.
Oh, no, it's not the base, they're in my eyes.
Oh dear. And I'm Patch. I am your humble dungeon master. I play everybody else. And random interesting fact about everyone else? I don't know. A random interesting fact about Burry from last session, the little cat-like figure who you restored, is that he's a long way from home in more ways that make any sense, and has no idea whether or not his family is still around, but he's gonna find out anyway. And let's just say his fate may depend on the outcome of this mini campaign, so no pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
I'm sure.
And with that, let's dive into what happened over the last couple of sessions of the Demethrin 5. So, after making your final preparations, you all left the city of Cathramand, heading northward, following your guide Gikato, who has made this journey hundreds of times, heading towards the border, toward the Northern Wastelands. The journey went fairly uneventful, until you got to the border in particular. Shortly before you did meet Burry, this cat-like figure who looks to be currently attacking Ginkgo. This cat-like figure who had seemingly lost their memory, and were able to use some restorative magic to bring them back to their senses, and they immediately felt the need to dash off and find their way back home, wherever home may be, as it was pointed out that their typical home, Roshan's Rise, is not in the Feywild anymore, but just over there you can just see the tip of the gigantic tree that is now resident in the other continent. So, Burry dashed off the morning after everyone took their rest, and the group continued their journey, arriving at the border gate where all was not as to be expected. Arriving there, Gikato saw the bodies of people who just weeks ago he was out scouting with, companions, work colleagues, essentially, as some sort of attack had taken place. And then there was a rumbling, the sound of a large creature approaching. You all readied yourselves for whatever was to come. And were quite surprised to see an adult red dragon infested with this supposed rot. You can see its skin and scales had eroded away, revealing bone and muscle tissue, and these maggot-like creatures, which some of you had seen in your dreams as of late, protruding from the scales. Difficult to tell if they were burrowing in or burrowing out. So, you did what you did best. You took to arms and you fought this creature. Which went pretty well, actually. You managed to combat it, destroy it, render it to a pile of sludge, essentially. Though there was one instance where I believe, was it 2 or 3 of you? 3 of you in particular made physical contact with the rot as it had unleashed its rot breath, which at first seemed fine. But Astra, after waking up from a horrific nightmare involving her protector, her mentor, her parental figure, Baba Yaga, as she looked at the rest of the group sleeping, she noticed these dark patches, not just on her own skin, but I believe Kimura. And what was the last one? Remind me.
Ginkgo, unfortunately.
And Ginkgo. Sorry, you missed a lot. The 3 of you had these dark-like patches on your skin where the rot had made contact. And as Astra examines hers closely, there is the faintest sight of movement under the skin. And that is where we pick up, as the rest of you all wake up to see Astra sat there looking at her hand. For once not looking... She tends to look very positive and curious all the time, whereas right now she looks alarmed, shall we say, at the very least. So, you're all coming to within the ruins of this building at the border gate. The weather's clear. There's no signs of anyone about. The rest of you have had as decent a night's sleep as you can after such a battle. But the day is yours.
You know, I hoped that was just a nasty dream. But here we still are, eh?
Couldn't sleep either.
Oh no, like a rock. But, how's everyone feeling? Astra? What's the matter?
Do rocks sleep?
She's just looking at her hand.
Your face displays an unusual amount of concern.
What? Oh, sorry. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well rested and ready to see what today brings.
As Ginkgo writes a question mark around sleeping rocks and wondering if they can start talking as well, she also notices a little patch on her hand. Just
is it noticeable to the others.
Oh, do we all see them? Or did
Yeah,
she see them?
do Aegis and I see them?
You all sort of start to notice people looking at specific areas, and they look like bruises, which would be understandable from yesterday's events.
Can I make a nature check?
Sure.
I make a medicine check.
You tell me what you're attempting to discern.
I'm trying to recall information about Fey Fiends or undead.
Fey Fiends or undead.
And markings like this.
Okay, yep. And Aegis?
I'd like to discern, if the party is in a reasonable health or impending doom.
Okay. Go ahead and make a check.
Phoenix dice.
See how well they roll.
They're both the same number.
Okay.
3 and a 3.
3 and 3.
Oh.
You don't even remember what a Feywild is.
So, they look like bruises. There's no signs of anything specific. I mean, they look like pretty nasty bruises, but that was another red dragon. That's a lot. So, makes sense.
Aegis was a 22.
A 22. Okay. So you take a bit of a closer look. And you notice the very, very faint bits of movement under the skin, which very much resembles what you saw in the creature. Other than that, everyone appears to be fine, in good health, as they have been previously. But that's definitely out of place.
Ginkgo's immediately biting at the movement the second she sees it. Trying to rip it out.
Hey, we bought supplies for breakfast. You're right.
If the marks change, alert me, please.
Someone's got teeth marks now as well.
That shouldn't
You're right,
be there.
Astra. Did you get some bruises from the first day's work you've ever done?
She laughs as
I wish
she's
Sam was here. I wish Sam was here.
I know. We miss you.
I prefer to throw my shade directly.
I mean, you love throwing shade at me. It's fine. You can see that she's chuckling as she's like pulling her sleeves down to try and cover her arms completely. It's like, yes, it was quite the experience. I'm curious to see what today brings. Hopefully less of that, but something exciting.
Well, there are plenty of beasties and nasty things up in those mountains to keep you entertained, don't worry.
I look forward to seeing it.
Ginkgo, seriously, stop it.
No. It needs to be out.
Hey, just doing it.
He just pulls out like a knife, just holds it up, offering it to Ginkgo.
Thank you.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Kimura's going to take her dagger. She's going to look at if there's a patch on her bicep. She's going to roll the sleeve up. I imagine she wouldn't have the armor on. And she's just going to cut into it and then try and twist it and see if that does anything.
Stabbing patch.
Oh.
Okay.
With the skill of someone who's definitely wielded sharp weapons before, just slices right across. Just
So
tries to
if
like
both-
open and examine.
If both of you were doing this, go ahead and roll me a d4 plus 2 of, I'd say slashing damage
Slashing
Yeah.
damage.
to yourself.
Slashing. That's going to be a 2 plus 2. That's going to be 4.
Okay. as you
5.
carve in. And it's strange, because the first thing you notice is that you don't bleed. But then you're quickly distracted from that as the sight of these very small larvae form creatures immediately scuttle away deeper into your arm.
Ugh.
She's trying to rip the maggots out that she sees before they scuttle away.
Give me a
Sleight of hand.
animal handling.
Animal.
just roll me a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Yes, sir. That's going to be a 14.
14. Okay, roll me a d4.
Yep. 2.
Okay, you managed to grab 2 of them and pull them out.
And I'll bring them out to the rest of the group to kind of see, look over at Aegis. Have you ever seen anything like this on the mainland? It's just... These are bugs unlike anything I've ever seen before. Worms, yeah, on trees, but has anyone ever seen this?
Ginkgo's still trying to bite them out of her arm.
I seem to remember a dream.
A dream. About...
And then he kind of stares at everybody in turn.
It is an ill omen.
Aegis? Would you care to elaborate? And she's going to crush the maggots in her hands and kind of just shuck their innards into the ground.
Easily enough.
Did Ginkgo catch any when she was biting, or did they all scuttle?
Go ahead and roll me a d20, add your dexterity modifier.
Hey, 22.
22, okay. Roll me a d6.
3.
Okay, you managed to get 3, and they don't taste very good. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
15.
15, okay. Luckily, you managed to spit them out before they scurry down your throat.
So they're just like scurrying on the floor.
You had to stamp on them.
Aegis, what about this dream? You said you had... I showed the maggots. Were there maggots in your dreams?
I don't know if it was maggots or some sort of necrosis, but it seems familiar.
Tentacles. Tentacles reaching up
And a shadow.
from a void. Some great beast lurking below.
A heartbeat.
A ritual.
What the fuck is going on? How are you having the same dreams that I am?
So
Yeah,
this
it's
is
the
not
same
normal.
thing. Look,
That is my knife.
It's mine now. It's in my hand.
That's fair.
worst comes to the worst. There is somewhere I can take you cure whatever the problem is. But that's a rather drastic measure. And
If you have
a
to
journey.
cut it off, it's fine.
No. There's a citadel where this kind of thing can be cured. Anything can be cured. But it's far away from here. So let's see if there are other options and see if you can tough it out, eh?
It might be better to make a detour towards the citadel.
That's a very long way around. Wasn't just houses of healing that were there, you know. There were, some colleagues of mine and some very wise folk. Some very wise gnomes in particular. They used to have a saying about the right folks being in the right place at the right time.
Do these folks perhaps have knowledge that you might share?
Oh.
Something that might help for a temporary fix, at least.
I was just one of their rangers. I can't say I'd be privy to that kind of knowledge. But, Kamora, I wouldn't fret about us having the same vision, the same dream. I don't think King Midas's summons found us by accident. I, for one, went through a great deal to be here now. And I don't think that string of events was coincidental. You know, there are those that shy away from fate, spouting the facts, you know, oh no, not me, I've got my free will, I can do whatever I like. But that's the thing, isn't it? You can. That's the point, you know, you're in the right place at the right time, but whether you choose to act or not is up to you. You can be fated to be somewhere and still have the free will to do as you will when you get there.
That's all inspiring, Gikato, but the fates that be and the powers that are above us, you don't find whatever plan that they have that you have no privy or understanding to terrifying? That something has brought us all here together not by coincidence? That we're all having these same dreams? That doesn't scare you? That you don't know? Because it scares the hells out of me.
I don't know. I find it kind of reassuring to be actually, you know, there's a grander scheme to things, you know, there's a big plan.
The Great Spider's Web.
And Gikato might realize that he just was referring to the fates as opposed to love.
While you're having this conversation, Aegis in particular, you pick up on as you are quite efficient at reading emotions on people through your own sort of experience, so to speak. You're the first to notice that as Kamora is getting more and more anxious, there seems to be a glow about her. Just ever so faint around the edges of her form. A dark purple glow. Just in the moments where she speaks as she's getting more anxious and frustrated. And then it fades.
Aegis kind of, y'all see like a little bit of a soft golden glow around him, outside of his hood, almost like a crown of light, as he's reacting to Kimura's glow.
Do you normally do that?
Yes, but I don't think Kimura does.
What happened?
And
The
as it's pointed out, the rest of you do notice this ever faint glow. And obviously, as everyone is now staring at Kimura, as the anxiety builds, it starts to get a little brighter.
And have we ever seen it before?
No.
Not in the dream?
No. Interestingly enough, Kimura, you don't see it.
Why are you staring at me? I just cut the wound. I can cure the... Why are you all staring at me like that?
Patch, I chose the accent. I'm sorry, I'm obliged. Kimura, calm down.
I've been waiting for it.
You're purple.
No, I'm
Not a-
not. What are you talking about?
It's true.
Is this the lies people were telling me about? Are you lying? Or are you
You've
not
got a
aware?
bit.
You don't know.
You've got a bit fuzzy around the
irony.
edges.
The irony.
The only one that's glowing is Aegis. What are you guys talking about?
Oh, mine's a reaction of my emotions, so I'm assuming that is what yours is.
Do you see yours, Aegis?
Mm-hmm. Well, not directly. It hurts to look at.
I'm assuming it must be from our newfound invaders. You weren't glowing before this.
What is your baseline emotional state?
Right now? Or just anywhere?
Well, both of you, actually. Trying to discern what is the thing you call an experiment that is not the test one? Anyway.
It's not the test.
Hobby?
Trial?
No.
Like he just doesn't know the word for it. I'm blanking on the word for it. This is not my like home language, so I don't speak it very well.
Control?
Yes, that is the one.
The control group.
The glow group and the non-glow group. So, which one? You were clearly anxious and upset. So, Ginkgo, you were the unknown.
My base emotions are nothing really. I would assume you would call that contentment, or
Peace.
is not a happy or sad or
Contentment. And Gikato like comes up towards Ginkgo's face. You were just attacked by an undead dragon. You've been dragged across the country to places unknown, facing dangers unknown. Them into your skin, burrowing into your flesh. You just tried to eat it out of your arm, and you brandished a knife at us.
yes.
Wow.
It's not
Sorry,
my
I just
first
didn't
encounter
work.
with a dragon.
I was trying to get a heads up. It didn't work. Sorry, never mind.
I've encountered dragons all my life. Dragons are nothing. If something invades your body, you get it out. Father explains that the unknown is very normal. The unknown is the only thing you can expect. You can't fear it or be angry at it. You move forward and go through it. I'm not going to be angry. I will be concerned and try to go and do what I can. Your ways are interesting. You fear so many things before they even come. How do you go through life like this?
One just forearmed, isn't it?
Honestly, Ginkgo seems to make the most sense.
Ginkgo gives the knife back.
No, you may keep it.
Gikato's hand goes to the scales on his neck. Dragons are not nothing.
I'm sorry you've encountered ones that were unruly, unkind, or stereotypical, I should say.
It's not the ones that I've encountered. It's another lot that are a bit more personal to me. And I didn't encounter them because it was too many generations ago.
That dragon's probably still alive. But I am still sorry. As much as I could be sorry.
I don't think it's what you think it is. I'm trying to think what's a good... It's where this comes from, and he pulls up his hand again with those black scales running up on the back of his hand, and casts Dancing Lights, which is one of his sorcerer's spells. And these motes of black shadow, but kind of emanating just like a light around them and brightening things around them by the fact that they are so very dark, just kind of spiral up like bits of soot caught in the updraft of a fire and spiral around. Great. A lot of greats ago. And I couldn't say if it was granddad or grandma, but yeah. What mighty things we once were, eh?
Still mighty, just in a different form.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like to think so. Don't worry, not feeling sorry for myself after here.
Fear not, cousin. Mighty you are.
Well, speaking of mighty, I have just finished making my tea. Would anyone care for some tea?
Is that the hot stuff with the leaves? I want that. That was really good.
Yes, of course. She hands you a cup.
Thank you.
Thanks, Outlander. Kamara will take one and slow sip, just kind of inspecting, trying to calm her emotions seeing everyone else's reaction. Does anyone notice, Patch, if the purple aura is still there, or is it still kind of
I'd say everyone's probably just keeping an extra eye, and as your mind settles down, it does begin to fade until it's no longer visible.
Are you calm, Kimura?
Yeah. The tea's fucking good.
This is a descriptor word.
Oh, and Ginkgo. She'll retrieve the 2 gold that Ginkgo gave to the party, hand it back to her, and add an additional gold to that. Here's a lesson. You're better than you're worth. Don't give money away. You're a daughter of Demethrin. You offer it.
Lesson learned. She writes that down and underlines it.
You lot have some breakfast and stuff. I'm just going to get a quick spy what the land's like beyond the gate. And I'd like to stealth up to the ruins of the gate and just have a look ahead.
Okay, start off with a stealth check, please.
A 15.
15. You feel pretty confident that you've stealthed your way to a good vantage point. Feel pretty hidden. I will make you roll a perception check. Much of the valley ahead of you is barren. If anything stands out, it's very easy to see, even with a really low perception roll, because it is just like volcanic rock jutting out everywhere.
23.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to make the roll. It's my best skill. I want to make the roll.
Absolutely. No, feel free. As you're looking out, you do see that a thick layer of cloud covers the majority of the area northward as well. Probably good news for Aegis, as it does block out a lot of the sunlight. However, there is light emanating from the fields of lava that also populate this volcanic area. And as you're sort of looking, you're sort of remembering old routes that you've taken previously when you've trekked through these lands. You do, because you rolled a 23, because I'll give you it, you do see a lone figure walking towards where you are, on about quite a distance away. It's very, very small. They appear to be hobbling, some sort of humanoid form.
Are they any recognizable, like, uniform or?
Difficult to tell from this distance.
Okay, I'll nudge an arrow and wait.
Okay. And you wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and as you can hear the rest of the group finishing up their breakfast and their tea, you do start to see a bit more detail, and you recognize a particular set of armor, black and crimson red leather intertwined in this armor. This is Domak, one of your fellow scouts, who seems to be returning, hobbling quite badly on one leg.
I'll turn to Suk, who's kind of just like hovering beside me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Suk, send a message to Kimura. There's an injured scout returning. And
Okay.
Suk has the spell message.
Yeah. So, Kamara, in your head, you hear our report from Gakato. We've got company. Not bad company, I don't think.
I was going to say, it's way more ominous than I said it.
Friends arriving. R. You can reply to this message.
Thanks. Who are you?
You don't recognize the voice.
Yeah.
Who are you? How do you know Gikato? She kind of just quickly scans the fire and everyone sitting there. I'll let them know, but who the hell's are? We'll figure this out later. And she'll turn to the rest of the group. Looks like someone survived. Gikato found a straggler out over beyond the gates. I'm gonna go over and see what I can do. Aegis, Ginkgo, we should probably take a look. Astra, don't go too far. I can summon Mama if you need her.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you.
You've taken a fondness to her, but we'll be right back. She'll put the tea down. Meet me when you're ready, and she'll go over towards Gikato.
And I would have... I just...
as we were having breakfast, could you just have, like, bandaged up those, open wounds rather than just...
Sure.
Yeah.
Easy enough to do.
Just didn't want to, like... He might not, like, use a spell slot on you right now, but...
What, you worried they'll get infected?
It's like, let's just keep that under wraps.
I was just going to put 5 points into lay on hands. Does that do anything, Patch, to the condition, or it just heals the wound and that's it?
So, since the larvae-like creatures retreated further into your body, it is just a bloodless wound right now. You don't see any signs of them.
That's good to know.
I would have gone out towards
lack of blood.
What was the ranger's name again?
Domak. Domak.
Okay. I would leave the kind of broken rubble and the ruins around the gates and head towards them. Like keeping an eye out around them, behind them, seeing if they're being pursued.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and make another perception check for me.
Okay. 24.
24. You feel pretty confident that they are not being pursued.
And just in case, I will also use one of my uses of looking into the ethereal plane.
Okay. You spend that extra moment to pierce through the veil and look through into the ethereal plane. Coast seems clear.
Okay, and that stays up for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Happy that there's nothing, no danger. I'll call out, Doma.
I'd recognize that sneeze anywhere. As he hobbles over towards you. Gikato,
Right.
you son of a bitch. I should have known you'd be alive.
Well, yeah, of course. Are you all right?
Well, at the moment, I'm all left because, my right leg's a bit fucked, but...
Hey, comment. And I'll do a second level cure wounds.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll that up.
They get 8 HP back.
8 HP, amazing. So you can see that it's like, oh yeah, oh that'll do for now at least. Right. So,
Before we go, it's a mess. The whole checkpoint was destroyed.
Yeah, I expected as much. I was in the middle of heading back to Cathramand to try and... I was here when the gate was broken. Nothing got through.
What were you doing further in there?
Running. I'm not proud of it, but that's what I was doing.
That's the wrong way.
So, here's the thing. My brain thought if I run to where we don't want them to go, they might chase me that way. If I go that way...
Heroically trying to lead them off. That's not called running away.
That sounds so much better. I'm going to try and remember that in future. So, while I was heroically defending our border, I managed to avoid the big bastard, but there's these animals, creatures we hadn't seen before, but I don't know where they've come from, but they've all got these weird maggot-like things in them. It's not good.
Dragon's the same.
Wait, that was a dragon?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Right.
Were you too busy being heroic to spot what it was before you were heroic about it?
Look, I just saw the size and thought, fuck that, basically.
Fair reaction.
And I only had this, and he holds up half of a bow which has been snapped, and an empty quiver on his side. Like, it got a bit dicey. But I managed to kill a few of the smaller things. But yeah, I'm trying to head back to Cathramand because we need to reseal this border gate. So I'm going to get reinforcements, if there is any. I don't know. Nothing got through, did it? While you were here?
No, we killed it. Heroically.
See what you did there. Okay. Well, if you fancy being heroes for a bit longer, everything, what we noticed before all the shit went down, everything seemed to be coming from... Do you remember a few weeks ago we found this hidden path that went through a load of caverns? And it went through, and as it opened up, it were near the twin volcanoes. Do you remember that? Which you do. It was only a few weeks ago.
The passageways that bypass the broken surface of Zillaran.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it seems like a lot of the stuff is coming from that path, that direction. So if you're heading there to do whatever it is the hell you guys are up to, as the rest of the group starts to arrive, it's like, Domak, Brenda, Gikatos.
Never seen him before. Take him into custody and kill him at once. No, sorry. Look,
Was that a joke?
I hope
She
so.
goes to Kimura.
halfway there.
Yeah, for now.
No, don't kill him.
Okay.
Dromak, did you get eyes on the Druksek and Drukthar?
I haven't been down the tunnel over the last couple of days.
But from further north, could you see them?
Well, yeah.
Were they more active?
Not any more so than usual.
Just regular, okay.
I mean, this rot, whatever it is, certainly is. But it's all concentrated from that point. So there's something going on there. I don't know what. I don't know where anything can even survive here. Like, we can only stay here for a few days or weeks tops.
It's not a question of how if things can survive or not. This is Aegis. They're versed in, death and the grey area around that crossover point.
Balance of the grave.
Oh God, that is terrifying. Sorry. I mean no offense. Yeah, I'm sure you're a wonderful person, but every aspect of you unnerves me. If you can take that as a compliment, please do. Because I mean no offense.
I'm sorry, he's been up north away from society for a very long time. He's not quite sure about his inner voice, outer voice thing.
Ah.
Yeah, Giggle, you get it. You get it.
Right. But yeah, that's why I guard the wall and you do all that heroic shit that you do.
Look, Aegis, this feels very undead to me. Necromantic energy.
Yes, that is why I am here.
We all saw the same vision. Ginko, what did you say? What would you say about that fella doing that ritual in the vision? Would you say that was a live person or an undead person? Have you come across undead before? Gamora, you?
No.
I've heard of necromancers before. My father used to speak of them, but nothing like that. Nothing with that rod of a face.
That dragon sounded wrong. It was like asleep and sick. He just sounded wrong, like almost underwater. Like the maggots infested his lungs.
Well, don't worry. We won't let that happen to you three. And that's it. I'll look at Domak for any similar markings.
Aegis is also doing the same thing.
Okay. Go ahead and I guess a medicine check.
No.
30-20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Gikato, you have a quick glance around. Other than, cuts and bruises and scrapes, you don't see anything. Aegis with a dirty 20. The majority of the bruises that cover his body look very similar to what you've seen on your companions.
My apologies, you are already... I have not asked yet. Do you have a preferred rite?
Preferred rite of...
Final rest. Things are dire. It is helpful to know.
He will make sure our rights are passed on.
Gikato?
They're just very prepared,
I can't say I've thought about it. I'll have to get back to you on it. That's a question.
You may not have as long as you think.
Gikato?
You have your ways, and I was raised with mine.
I'll be buried with my mother. She's beautiful.
Wait. You can see as he's getting flustered and panicking, all of you do now see a purple glow start to emanate around.
Does Kimura see it?
Yeah, Kimura too.
Kimura does see this.
Eyes just widen.
That.
For those of you
doing that.
For those of you that saw Kimura's, this is much brighter than Kimura's.
He just perhaps don't fluster everyone, right?
I will do my best.
People are not so forward thinking as you. Bit more than a here and now, enjoy it while it lasts kind of thinking.
Right. Can someone explain to me why everyone's talking as if I'm about to die or something? Like, I'm really not okay with this.
You came into contact with those group-like things, didn't you?
Well, my bow broke. I had to beat him with what? Oh, why are you all pointing at bruises?
Do you have this?
I'm covered in them. It's bruises.
It's full of maggots.
Your wounds don't bleed anymore.
I'm sorry, Dormac, it's true.
Would you like to cut them out?
Will it help?
Ginkgo, you know it doesn't
Hard
work.
to
You know
say.
that.
Maybe he's faster than I am. I couldn't get them all.
Look, Dormac. Suffice to say, I don't think you should go to Cathramand.
Well, is there anyone else that can? Is there anyone left?
What do you want to report?
That we need reinforcements. We need to rebuild the gate.
Look, it can't be you.
So what am I
You want
supposed to do?
Stay here. Keep an eye out. If it's something that can be dealt with by you, deal with it. There'll be bows and stuff left, salvage stuff you can salvage from the from. Look, do you want to be the one responsible for spreading this further south?
Fucking hell. Look, do you know what?
You could come with us and try and help us stop the source.
We're going to a citadel and maybe cure us.
I mean, that sounds amazing, but to be honest, what I want to do right now, which I haven't done for about a week, is sit down and have a fucking brew.
Oh, you just missed it, sorry.
Oh, God,
Should be
can
about-
this day get any worse?
About 20 minutes earlier, you'd have been sound.
Bloody hell, fire. Right. Look,
Maybe you should have
now.
walked faster. Is that a good joke?
Yeah. He was very badly injured, perhaps not that. No.
Kakato, you are a friend of mine, so I am choosing to ignore all of this.
Don't.
We-
It's a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, and it sounds a bit
Look.
above my pay grade.
I'll send Suk to King Midas.
Right.
And I think I've done this before to King Midas. I've used Suk because Suk and I can communicate if we're on the same plane of existence.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter how far away we are.
Yep.
So I would send Suk just tirelessly there and back. It would take a while, but it's better.
Okay.
It's better than Dormac going.
Do we
Okay.
roll to see how fast? How long it takes?
They hover at 30 feet.
Yeah. So it'll take
So-
it'll take a couple of days to get there. It's
Yeah.
taking you a couple of days to get here.
You trust your friend with that message?
Suk? Aye. Yeah, I do. More than I trust anyone else.
Wise. Well, he is undead.
He's already given his life for a great cause, if that's what you mean. In a very literal sense, I would not be here today if it wasn't for Suk. Geographically speaking, at least.
Okay. So, TLDR.
Too long didn't roleplay?
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Somebody clip that.
Kakato, go ahead and take inspiration for that. That was quick. So, TLDR, everything's messed up. I'm cursed, infected, dying, all of the above, possibly. You're going off to do something that I'm really not brave enough for. Thank you for the follow. So, yeah. Good luck with that. I'll go find
Right.
another.
I can try to buy you a little bit extra time.
I'm going to look past the fact that you terrify me in every conceivable way, and I'm going to say, yes, please.
He just kind of puts out his hand the same way he did with Buri.
Yeah.
And like I'll flat up say he just has piano player hands. They're kind of spidery.
Like me. I absolutely have piano player hands.
The hands of a pianist.
Give them back.
Okay, begrudgingly takes them.
And he sees this like black smoke kind of like come up and like surround his arm, and as he casts remove curse.
Okay. You feel the spell go through. Is that it? What did that do? Tell me that did something good, because I don't know.
I hope it did something good.
Oh, so you weren't even sure what you were doing? Okay. Well,
If you were cursed, it would have removed it.
see, this
If this
is
is
why.
too powerful, then it may not even help. But it wouldn't hurt you, potentially.
You know, I think you smell a bit better.
Ginkgo just sniffs about a little.
This is
Probably
why.
some of the sulfur stench, you know.
This is why I cannot stand Mondays. Right.
Pretty sure it's Saturday.
That's what I thought.
Well, you lose track of time when you're in this place where you can't even see the sun because of all the clouds, and everything looks the same. It's all black and stone and lava, and maggots.
Dolmac.
Everyone do a
you
nice stretch.
Did you set your sundial back an hour? You've been up, did you forget?
Don't even get me started on daylight savings. Do you know what? That is such a Rodanian concept. And
What's daylight savings?
You don't even want to know.
Exactly.
It is
Something
dreadful.
strange surfacers do.
Ginkgo, the less you question it, the more it'll be easier to get through.
When the sun's up, the sun is up, and when the moon is up, the moon is up. That's how that works.
Right.
Look,
So-
you stupid cat, there's only one sun. Anyway, now,
Just out of curiosity, did the spell do anything?
You feel like it reached something, but wasn't able to break through. You would know that casting the spell, you would know whether or not it would work.
He just kind of smiles very politely.
well, right. So, if you're going to be back up here in time to save my ass from something horrible, you should go now.
Or you hear a response as Scuff. No, that's wrong campaign. Suck darts off.
Oh, wait, before he goes, like, I just like have him hover down and like just cup him in my hands and like just kind of like put my forehead down and look, I'm sorry, I don't want to send you away from the gathering storm. I know that's not the preferred direction you want to voyage in, but we need to get the message back to the king. They need to know.
Oh, I understand. Well, don't worry.
Is the Concord gem here at the moment, or has it gone back?
I think it's still here. That was Io. Io was in charge of all that. I haven't seen them in years.
We need to get word back to the Radiant Citadel as well.
I mean, I think we've got a lot on our to-do list at the moment, Kakato.
Yeah, I know. Right, tell King Midas. And then in terms of this, is there anything else? Is there any other information that you'd want to tell the king? Sook's gonna deliver a message and then come back to us.
Ginkgo's gonna sneakily press to your bloody friend to get rid of the blood on him, just while this is going on.
He kind of pipes up and says, yeah, tell him that we deserve a fucking pay rise. Because we never signed up for this.
Well, we sort out this problem, I'm sure we will be justly rewarded. Now, Sook, stay out of reach, eh? And Sook will transfer over to the ethereal plane, but he's still visible in the material plane.
Yeah.
And we'll just... Yeah. Well, sorry. 60 feet per 6 seconds.
Yeah.
It's pretty fast, I suppose. Yeah, pretty fast.
Like the Roadrunner, you just hear meep beep and... and Sook is gone.
Right, Domak. Rest up. And stay vigilant.
Aye.
Keep your eyes on the north and on yourself, eh?
Don't you worry. The North always remembers.
Oh no.
Try not to get yourself killed.
Oh, always.
Out of
And if
all
we do,
these,
we'll be in good hands. Points at Aegis.
You
I'm
can trust
still-
me with your death.
Yeah,
okay.
business cards that say that.
You know what? Part of me really hopes that I'm going to go in there, I'm going to put my head down, I'm going to wake up, and all of this will have been a stupid fucking dream.
I tried that yesterday. It doesn't work.
I don't trust our
Bollocks.
dreams lately.
Well,
Be safe.
you two. Nice
If needs
to
be,
meet.
be brave like last time.
Oh, there's nothing I am better at. Nice to meet the rest of you.
Patch, out of curiosity, is the aura still around Domak?
It has faded by this point. He's been calmed down.
Okay. Kimura, if you'll just permit, will walk over to Domak. You're Domak, aren't you? That's your name?
Yeah.
She's going to put both of her palms to his head and kind of put her forehead to his forehead. Permit a prayer. Son of the sea, you are the bulwark against the darkness, the beacon in the light on the shores of which you cannot fathom. Cradle them in your arms and defend them with your shield. Son of the sea, you will defend this land beyond which it cannot understand its horrors, and you will do so with dignity. The Witch Knight goes with you. And she lowers her arms and returns to the group.
Wow. Thanks. Sorry, I don't want to come across as ignorant. I'm not very religious. I mean, that in the context of everything that's been discussed thus far, that's the nicest thing anyone said to me so far. So, thank you.
We're not an easy group to get along with, but should we cross paths again, I hope that means something.
Well, if we all make it, we can at least go and get pissed together, maybe.
I'll hold you to that. And she'll return to the group.
Gikato, as he leaves, will make eye contact one last time and cryptically say, beware the halfling children.
Wait, now there's halflings involved? Oh, fuck. What is going on with this day?
So to answer Ginkgo's question, Aegis would have said,
Something deeply intimate, it seems.
Intimacy is still completely new to me. Interesting.
As he begins walking away from you, gives a salute and heads over to the ruin to begin resting up and contemplating the remaining days he has left. Weeks, hours, who knows?
And I'll start leading the others towards the tunnels.
Okay. So, who would like to roll me a d20 to see how this first portion of the journey goes?
Ginkgo
Any
should do it.
volunteers?
Yeah, I did the last one.
15?
15, okay. As you venture further into the Northern Wastes, it's strange how the atmosphere changes rapidly. Like within 10, 15 minutes, you feel like you're in a different country entirely, as it's suddenly very hot and humid. There are no signs of any nature around you. You do notice little patches here and there, dark spots where you recall from fighting the dragon, once the dragon was killed, the ground where it fell seemed to be blackened and corrupted. It looked inert, if that is the right word, I think it is. There are frequent patches of this within the stone as you are going through. There are a couple of areas that involve some climbing, so if I can quickly get an acrobatics check or athletics check from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Not from me.
Not from you. Let me do one for Astra.
You said athletics or acrobatics?
Yeah.
Either way. Yes.
Wait, 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Very good.
I got a Reese 20.
Plus 6.
A Reese 20. Very good.
And an 18.
18. Okay. I'm just bringing up Astra's sheet now. Ooh, natural 19. Jeez.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn, Astra.
So
I'm very
22.
proud of everybody.
So, under the guidance of Gakato, who knows these routes like the back of his hands, you are easily able to scale up and down these specific portions of the journey, and it seems pretty uneventful. There are points where it gets a little bit difficult to breathe. There is a distinct, strong smell of sulfur emanating from everywhere. It gets a little uncomfortable at first, but you sort of get used to it. You acclimatize to it. But it remains uncomfortable. No mechanical effects, just it's not particularly enjoyable. Also, with the very thick sulfuric cloud cover, Aegis has no issues with direct sunlight on this journey. Eventually, you reach the mouth of a tunnel that leads into the caverns, which is what Kakato knows as the hidden path that was described. It's getting quite late now. Probably sort of just after dusk at this point. So the decision is yours whether you want to bunk down now or soldier on through into the night.
Have the markings spread on our journey?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
And any of us make a perception check to determine if we're keeping an eye on the group.
Sure. Feel free.
Roll the 10 plus 5, so 15.
15, okay.
21.
21.
21.
Nope, 14.
I know that face.
Natural 20 for 28.
Ooh.
Oh.
You and
at
your natural
that.
20s. Okay. So, everyone apart from Aegis, you study everyone's bruises, wounds, whatever you want to call them. They appear to be about the same. Aegis with a natural 20, you notice the slightest bits of difference, that they are ever so slightly expanding. Just the faintest bit. But that's in like a 8 to 12 hour time frame.
Get those funeral rites ready.
Would either of you permit me to do the same test?
And he just puts out a hand.
She holds Kimura's hand. This is going to work.
Hold on, there we go.
Everyone link up.
Oh, if he has 2 volunteers, he will extend both his hands out to cast Remove Curse on both of them.
Okay.
Does it feel like there's anything different from what we experienced with Domac earlier? I have it written down. It's like, where are you in my notes? Why are you all so tiny?
So as you're concentrating, you feel it meets the same resistance, but very much lessened. But it's still resistant enough that the spell does not take effect. It would lead you to hypothesize that his infection has been longer.
Yeah.
Well, it does something, but not enough. I believe we will need to make way for that tower.
And you're sure we don't have to cut it off?
Not immediately.
Well, if it's not spreading too quickly, then I think we should camp here before we head further in.
Agreed.
How
If
far would
these
the tower be?
creatures,
Sorry, go ahead.
the one I mentioned,
Yes. No. There is a tower we'd mentioned before. Not your citadel, but something up there. You've explored these parts. Is there any sort of tower, anything up in Sector?
did I miss that? Sorry, I don't remember that being mentioned.
I might have mistook that patch. That's on me, if that's the case.
I don't believe anything about a tower came up.
Yeah, you just mistook the word for citadel.
That's what I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, disregard what I said then.
Yes.
Give it a gap.
It's like very, very far away.
We will need healing greater than what I have capabilities to do.
Well, tell you what, we solve this problem and all live and survive through it. Treat you all to all expenses. Just have to find the pilot.
Yes.
He's a noisy bastard. We should be able to find him. Just
That's
look
a
out for someone giving free hugs.
That's a whole other mini campaign.
So yeah, we'll set up camp here, and if it's the end of the day and we're settling down to rest, then Gekato will cast Cordon of Arrows.
Mm-hmm.
So he just sticks 6 arrows in the ground and casts the spell on them. You see the energy of the local environment is being drawn into them. So there's essence from the stone and from the surrounding rocks is coming in. And now if anything apart from us comes within 30 feet, it will attack.
Excellent. Okay. Any other preparations?
No preparations. I think if it permits, I'd like to give 5 minutes to a conversation with Ginkgo before we go to bed.
Sure.
Or take watches.
Unfortunately, before we do,
Oh no.
the ever wonderful Myra the Pirate, who plays Feronia in our main campaign, has just redeemed a wild magic surge.
I know.
Mai, who would you like the wild magic surge to go to? Please tell us.
More like Wyret the pirate.
Wyret.
Oh no!
It's going to Gikato.
Yes.
So,
Bless you, Mike. Thank you.
Which of your 5 classes would you like to roll on?
Very bold, reckless move just before I'm about to DM for you for the first time ever. I am going to roll for which class it is.
Roll for your class?
Okay, it's going to be the Ranger.
Ranger. Okay, roll me D100.
Okie doke.
On my
31.
31.
Ice cream.
Interesting.
Everyone gets a lollipop.
Do you have...
Everyone in Japan thinks Baskin Robbins is called 31.
That's so funny. I love that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I love freaking out my students. I was like, it's not what it's called. It's called Baskin Robbins. They're like, what? It's Baskin Robbins. Look. And I show them the sign of one of the ones that's here in our city here. And it's there, giant writing, Baskin Robbins, that they've never comprehended. I was like, look, and then the B and then the R make a 31. And they're like, oh my God.
So, can you please tell me what your favorite enemy types are?
They don't have that anymore.
Okay, then please roll again, because then that would completely refute.
I thought there was only one answer. It was Astra.
Hang on, I'll just double check. Favorite foes changed because favorite foe changed as of Tasha's.
Right. Okay. So it's
just like it's any creature you attack becomes your favorite foe.
I'll have to see if there's an updated version of this table then. Please roll again for me, if you don't mind.
I will. 67.
67. Okay. So nothing happens. Mechanically speaking,
I have the table. I was so tempted to open the table myself.
So, unfortunately, we're not in combat, so this does not come into effect. But mechanically speaking, first creature to attack you within 30 feet within the next minute may make an additional attack against you under the same action.
Ginkgo is suddenly so angry I could
That's okay. It's like Ginkgo's like he's like, hey, here you go, and throws some rations and then throws a bottle of water as well. Extra action.
So,
that's why. I mean,
go on.
If you want, I mean, you could do it like we do when we spin the wheel. You have it locked and loaded until initiatives roll.
It's too much to keep track of for me.
So many of them are combat based.
I mean, it's either that or I just pick one.
True.
I mean, third time's a charm. Roll one more time. Why not?
I mean, if you want to take the risk, I'll let you roll again. But it's your choice.
Was it 60? It was 60. What?
67.
Okay, let's do 67 on one of the different
67
classes.
on one of the different classes. Okay.
Yeah, if one doesn't make sense, that's what I usually end up doing.
It's going to be the
forward to a different class.
Sorcerer.
Okay, so there's 2 sorcerer tables on this. So
is it?
Yep, I have sorcerer 1 and 2. There's 2 sorcerer tables.
Oh no.
So
yeah.
Which one's more spicy?
Scaly.
scaly.
I think it's probably because unless it is just marked. I think it's just marked as Sorcerer 2 because sorcerers already have a WoW Magic table.
Yeah, because the
so
original one is the Sorcerer one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Happy DM.
Excellent.
So you rolled a 67.
Yes.
Okay. What? How tall is everybody?
Oh no.
If you can please tell me your height rounded down to the nearest foot.
Oh,
What
shoot.
did I put? 5'7".
Okay. So 5.
5.
I think 5'7" would round up to 6.
The thing specifically says round down.
Round down. Okay.
And be thankful that it does.
Oh no.
Aegis is the reason I say it is because Aegis is 5'6", right in the middle, and it's like, okay, down 5.
Okay. So 5. Come on.
Oh.
6'5".
6'5". Okay. So, and does Astra have a height? Just says medium, so we'll say 5 for Astra as well. So, as this
Sorry,
wild
my
magic
mom was in the
surge, it's all right. As this wild magic surge takes effect, it must be the hostile environment that you're in. Each creature within 60 feet of Gekato takes acid damage equal to their height in feet rounded down. So 3 of you take 5 acid damage, 1 of you takes 6. And Astra takes 5.
Dang it.
Astra.
Can I just say, can we just note for a moment how perfect this is? Because my sorceress origin is draconic soul, and the draconic soul inversion is in effect here is black.
Oh shit.
Which is, and the black dragon's breath weapon is acid, isn't it?
Yep. Okay, so we got there in the end. Thanks for that, Mai. Much appreciated.
I think,
So yeah, it's just the
maybe
airs.
Ginkgo keeps pestering him about dragons not being that much of a big deal. It's just like,
I got the
it's
fine. What are you talking about?
He's like, it is not true. They are mighty, dangerous beasts, and whilst mine was in my past and in my ancestors, do not think it was a passive, peaceful addition to my family line. And you can see like the sorceress energy just like building up in him. And
Dragons may not be passive, but they're not these awful. The creatures that I've met, the ones that I know, they've taught me everything. Everything that I know. Apparently, there's much more I don't. But
you do not know. And then all of my sorceress cantrips go off.
And during this rant, nothing happens. Yes.
Except the acid damage.
except the acid damage. But if anyone was looking to see if Gekato would emanate a purple glow, you do not see.
I think a purple glow would be preferable to acid.
Oh, absolutely.
But hey.
Absolutely.
But hey.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, my.
Kimura said he wanted to talk.
Yeah, I think as everyone kind of settles down and maybe.
Ow! Ooh! Ah!
My, damn it! Why?
The air is spicy in here.
All right, I think once we're kind of settled and everyone's got their traps, does Astra set up alert by chance before bed, Patch, or?
You can do any preps you wish.
Yeah, but I know Astra used alarm last time before she. So there was the
that's
Cadre
right.
Navarro's last. Yeah, I didn't know if Astra would do that again or not.
She would likely do that again, yes.
All right, much appreciated. With all the barriers set up, I think with Cadre Navarro's and everyone's kind of settling down, maybe Kimura would look for an opportunity for Ginkgo and sort of have her in a one-on-one alone, just sit next to her. I assume tea is being made for evening tea, so she brings a cup over to Ginkgo and just kind of sits down with her. You are awfully calm for looking so infected. The black spots do not do your complexion any good.
Yes, I really don't look that great with this color. But at the moment I'm not in pain. It's more uncomfortable to look at than to feel, so my worry just isn't there just yet.
Well, you are a daughter of Demethrin. These things usually don't scare you anyways. She'll pull out a flask that she would have gotten refilled from the tavern and just hand it over just for a quick sip for Ginkgo to take. It'll be a long night, so you might as well take a sip. We're both infected. I don't think it's going to change anything.
This is the stuff that makes me play better, isn't it?
I think it is. Just a shot. That's all you need.
Cheers. And she just takes a swig.
Warms you right up, doesn't it?
It almost feels like dragon's breath.
Yeah, you have a lot of familiarity with dragons. I was curious about that. How do you... My father always fought dragons. I've never heard of anyone in a friendly relationship with dragons. What is your background with them?
He's my father. I was raised by one. I was born from a ginkgo biloba tree. My mother, she's beautiful. She has golden leaves year round. Taller than any tree I've ever seen in the forest. She's gorgeous. I was born from her, and my father found me. And at first, I think he thought I was a piece of gold because of my complexion when I was born. I looked so much like my mother and her leaves. And then once I started changing into my own form, he realized that he might have to keep me. And he taught me everything I know when it comes to trying to deal with the world. It's just he doesn't deal with the world the same way that you guys do. So I am unaware of things like proper gratitude and jokes and little intricacies of sarcasm.
I would imagine that Dragon Father has some complications with socializing with the rest of the world. That it sounds like one of those childhood stories my mother would always tell me. Your father raised you from a little sapling, I imagine. What was he like?
Surprisingly enough, very kind. He was gentle in his ways of training me. I think he was at least aware that me not being a dragon, I couldn't handle the same level of training he would a fellow dragon. But he also understood that I would live longer than most humans, and he wanted to make sure that I could learn what I could to stay alive. But he started getting messages from other dragons that things were going wrong, and he had to leave. He, in his kindness, I'm not even sure how he did it, honestly, but he kept his influence with me, and now he helps me with things like this. And she just pulls little, presties and things, just showing some lights and fire, and he speaks with me in my mind, even though he's distant and far. This is her weird way of saying that her dad's her patron.
He, well, sounds like don't mistake the word, a man of great infinite wisdom and a tough son of a bitch. If he raised you that way, imparted these magics, taught you how to survive, I think he did right by you. And I'm glad to call you a daughter of Demethrin. To know that lineage is passed on to you.
I appreciate that, Kamora. Thank you. And she goes and unstraps one of the mini pouches on her belt and gives it to Kamora. This was made from one of my father's very few sheds. A dragon of his age and size, it doesn't happen often, but whenever it did, he would tell me to make something of it so that others couldn't use it if it wasn't going to be burned. And I made the leathers that I wear and the pouches that I carry out of it. So I'd like to give you one.
You're strange. I like you. Ginkgo, do you think we'll do this? I know we will, but not everyone believes the same way we might. The Outlanders have their own, we'll call it unique perception of thinking.
It's a word I hear a lot surrounding us. I'll take it as a good thing.
The best adventurers are. It's how I was raised.
Yeah. You going to tell me about yourself? Or is this only going to be a story about me today?
Well, if you want. Nothing special. I grew up with a family of adventurers. My uncle Alish, he was a famous wizard back in Cathermand. Would always put on some kind of circus show, a lot like your prestidigitation. He tried to teach me, but I could never understand it. Yelled at me every now and then when I tried to flick a little magic at someone who was bullying me. But
well, what else were you going to use it for if not defending yourself?
a fireworks show? He, my father, my aunt, they're up there somewhere. And I would love for you to meet them. I think
I'd like to see the people who helped raise someone as kind and strong-willed as you.
Too kind. I'm a tough bitch. I put on this show. I drink, not because I want to, but because that's how I was raised. I don't really like alcohol as much as everyone thinks I do. I do it to show how tough I am, because that's how my dad would have taught me. To be stronger than the person you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we can impart that upon those three. Looks over at Gikato, Aegis, and Astra.
You'll see a
They'd
little
rather-
glow. Aegis is absolutely listening in.
So this won't be a very big camp.
Aegis will remember this.
My father taught me to not do anything I don't want to or need to. Necessary things, yes, but the few things that you can enjoy that give you that bit of happiness to do. There's no point in doing things you don't want to or doing things that upset you. It doesn't push you forward. I think if there's parts of you that don't want to do something and it doesn't make you feel good, maybe try learning to not. I know it's probably very ingrained in your brain. The teachings of my father are ingrained just as the teaching of your fathers are in yours. But I'd like to know if we're drinking together, it's because you're having a good time, not because you feel like you have to.
In this case, yeah, I think it is. Right. take another swig before bed.
Cheers. Never figured out breathing fire, but that's definitely a close one.
We'll get you there. If anything, your father must have put that in there somewhere. We'll just throw a little fuel into it.
I'll definitely figure it out.
Don't stay up too long. She'll pat Kinko on the shoulder and go to bed. Probably take the last watch.
Okay. We have player inspiration granted from Mai for that lovely moment. In this instance, I will give it to both of you. Because why not?
Gato's leaning against the cavern wall, like head down, like hat obscuring his eyes. And as they finish, and as Ginkgo walks past him without looking up, and so still just not be able to see his eyes, just his mouth visible, he's like, chromatic or metallic?
Gem. He's as
That makes
beautiful as
sense.
my mother.
Must be nice to have family ties that you can be proud of.
Dear cousin, I think you should be so prideful in who you come from and what you are from that. Even if it's just pride in your abilities.
I just need to learn to control them so I don't burn you all again.
I have been burned before. Nothing we can't handle. Aegis is here.
Hopefully. Hopefully it's all in the past. Or, as we say in Draconic, Sibitua
Sibitua.
Maida.
Sibitua. Maida.
For those of you
So
who
just
may be,
like
maybe unaware, in the Iwakiverse, that's John's run, we officially have Draconic being Japanese.
I love that.
Mhm.
I love that.
I have also stolen
Ine.
that for my homebrew.
Nice.
I mean,
Home, Drew.
It's for my
English
for my
is hard.
sons, Lexi. It's for my sons because you know they're yes, as it says, English is hard. So because you know they've got pretty good English, but Japanese is their first language. So to give them the chance to relax and speak Japanese in game from time to time, we made it Draconic Japanese. So if they come across any kobolds or lizard folk or anything, they can speak Japanese. But but then most of the players at the start of channel, history were people I'd met here in Iwaki, so in Japan. So everyone spoke Japanese, so it kind of spread into the game and has continued to do so. And sorry, Mike would have got that, but as I said, everything's in the past in Japanese is subete wa mai, which everything is mai, and it was all Mai's fault. So,
That's very funny.
incredible.
little bilingual pun there.
Amazing. Okay. Any other bits and bats before we bunk down for the night?
Just a bit of flavor. Y'all would see Aegis actually remove his hood and actually kind of brush out this very, very ridiculously waist length, fine white hair and put it into a braid so it's a little bit more practical for traveling in the sweaty mess. And braiding these two individual braids into it.
Ginkgo would just stare in amazement, used to only her like big curls, seeing like this long moonlight-looking hair. Just probably looks like it's glowing even more so with your glow and actual moonlight. It's like Rapunzel style.
Kikato self-consciously scratches his scalp.
Oh no!
Okay, so you all get comfortable. Can I have 2 volunteers for a watch? So Kimura and Aegis. Okay. So, as you all drift off into slumber, Kimura, will you please roll me a d20?
Three.
Say that again, sorry?
Sorry, 3. I think it's my connection. 3.
3. Okay.
Canonically, Ginkgo snores sounds like the rumbling of a dragon's belly. It's just...
Should not have given her that whiskey.
Which is very distracting as you complete your part of the watch. No. Nothing that you notice out of the ordinary other than that. I mean, it is fascinating, and, you know, your attention is often drawn away to the marks on your skin. And
I'm just curious, so the rest of us like unroll our bedrolls and then tips out a big bag of gems and then just like curls up on top.
I didn't spend all of my money, so I just have a big bag of gold. I just cuddle it.
Portable hoard.
so, with the 3, nothing catches your eye. Peaceful watch. And eventually, he just pats you on the shoulder to take over.
Careful. I think Ginkgo is a bit of an upset stomach. I couldn't hear anything in the caverns but her.
Yen and I will take watch. Rest well.
You do it best. Thanks.
And as he said, he summons his twin sister, Iria, who he calls Yen, to just kind of patrol the perimeter, kind of like equidistant from each other, between him and his Echo Knight.
Okay.
And it is a flat 10.
A flat 10, okay. The remainder of the watch goes by relatively uneventful. The weather seems unchanged from what it was. And eventually, at the end of your watch, you think, it's still dark. But by this point, you do realize that the cloud cover is completely blotting out the sun. And the only ambient light in the area is from distant volcanic lakes. And it's quite nice thinking, maybe I don't need my hood up today.
Yeah, you just doesn't think about the absence of light so much as, this is really nice.
So, everyone may take the benefits of a long rest.
We love those.
We do. We also love that unfortunately someone did not get a peaceful night's sleep.
Ooh. I'm gonna go close my door for this.
So, everyone's dreams are slightly troubled, given the events of the last few days. That is completely understandable. However, one of you Well, actually, no. Your dreams start off relatively well. Please describe to me what would consist a normal dream for you, Ginkgo.
I relaxed as soon as you waited for them to come back and put their headphones on. I was like, good.
Good. A normal dream for Ginkgo would probably be either sitting with her mother, the very beautiful tall ginkgo below a tree, probably the father coiled around it, sleeping and resting, or on his back while they're flying. Just
Okay.
a good dream would just be with her parents, just existing.
So in this dream, you find yourself returning to your mother. And your father, coiled around, lifts his head up. Welcome home.
Father.
What gifts have you bestowed upon us with this excursion? I'm excited to see.
I have so much gold. They give this stuff away just for killing a few little annoyances, and I have so much information from being with these people. They are really intriguing, honestly. Quite interesting creatures.
Yes, such is the way of mortals. And you see his eyes fixate on this bag of gold, which at the top of it there is a golden medallion with embedded gems, like rubies. Ah, now that looks like quite a catch.
Yes. And she just places it in front of her mother and father.
And he sort of leans forward and gives it a bit of a sniff. Picks it up and dangles it off a claw. And it sort of falls down onto the claw. That's rather fascinating. It's like I can't take my eyes off it. And then you hear the sound of a distant thunderstorm, which draws your attention away. You look over, and you can see in the far distance that there are dark clouds that have begun to amass.
Oh. We might have a storm coming. Mother has been a little thirsty lately. Maybe this will do her some good. You look kind of dark clouds, though.
As you turn back, your father is not there. You look around you and you see that the saturation of the woodland around you seems to be vanishing. Everything going devoid of colour, heading towards your mother. What do you do?
She panics. This is something she's never experienced and she knows is a bad thing. And she's going through her Rolodex of training, just trying to think of anything that could help. And there's just nothing. She immediately just runs to her mother and stands in front of her as if that was somehow being a shield will save this massive tree that she couldn't even wrap her arms around.
Okay. You dart over, you lash your hands out, and in the distance you see the horizon begin to go dark. The sky begins to go dark. And as your attention's drawn to that, you start to hear a sound from behind you. The sound of creaking wood. And as you turn, you start to see cracks begin to form within the bark of this tree. Dear Mother.
Mother, no, please, no, please, mother, no, I can fix this. What can I do? What do I do? Father, I don't know what to do.
Boom! You hear a large boom behind you as you recognize it to be the sound of your father landing from flight. But what you see when you turn around, while it is unmistakably your father, bears much more of a resemblance to the rot dragon that you fought at the border. You are looking at your father, but scales and skin have rotted away. There is exposed bone and muscle tissue. What have you done?
Father, I swear I didn't do this, Father.
You did this. As he lifts his claw up and you see the medallion that you gave him, the gold medallion with rubies glowing purple, the same color that you've seen your companions emanating. This was you. And you hear the creaking behind you begin to get louder and more aggressive.
I didn't know. The humans didn't tell me. I didn't know this. Mother, I'm sorry. I don't. She just doesn't have words. She's panicking. She turns to her mother and just cries into her.
And as you do so, your hands pressed up against the bark, you feel movement under the skin of your arms as they begin to bulge like muscles bulking up uncontrollably, and they start to move and jut out on their own. The hands clenching shut, actually clenching into the bark of the tree. And as they do, you start to see maggots crawling out of the tree, up your hand and up your arm. You turn around as your father steps closer, and maggots start coming out of the rotted away areas. You hear rumbling like an earthquake. A loud crack as the tree starts to fall away. What do you do?
She immediately just starts clawing away at her arms and just screaming into the nothingness. The most animalistic that she probably has ever been. Just running on instinct and fear, screaming and clawing and crying, just unaware of what to do.
And as the tree falls, you wait for the loud impact, the crash. And it doesn't come. The tree falls into nothingness. You turn around, your father's gone. And you're in a black void where the only thing you can see is the medallion. Gently floating, still glowing.
This is what's going to kill them? Or what? She's trying to piece together if this is what is causing her own rot. Thinking if it's going to just cause the rot to further fester, or if it all is just her fault.
Oh, don't worry. You'll find out soon enough. A voice echoes from multiple directions around you.
Who are you?
All in good time. You are doing very well, I must say. I'm excited to see what happens next.
What's next might be me ripping out your throat myself.
Oh. Do you know, I hope you do. It will only hasten the age of rot. I encourage you to, well, do what you do best, you and your companions.
And what exactly is that?
That is for me to know and for you to find out. But if I may give you one small, minuscule bit of advice, let me just say, there is a traitor in your midst.
Oh. And why should I trust you?
Oh, you shouldn't at all. But then again, should you trust anybody?
I certainly won't trust you.
Then you are wise. And you hear a snapping of fingers. You blink and the void is gone, the medallion is gone, and you are back home. There is no sign of your father. But where your mother once stood, the proud and gigantic tree is naught but a broken stump ahead of you. The land around you still devoid of colour. But life seemingly gone from this place.
He goes immediately going to run to her mother and just cry. How can I stop this? Please, I can't lose you. Please, how can I stop this? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She keeps looking to the sky, hoping to see her father. I'm sorry.
Make a perception check for me.
plus 5, 16.
16. You get a good look around. You see the area where he was stood previously behind you. There is a patch of corruption on the ground. But you also see smaller patches, round about the same size as his claws, leading away, almost like footprints, heading off towards the left.
She's immediately going to try and follow them.
Okay. It takes you a few minutes.
Slowly, and just takes a second before she takes her hand off her mother and runs off.
It takes you a few minutes. Going through this now. This forest devoid of all life. And what you see is not your father as you recognize. You see a humanoid on the floor, struggling to maintain their breathing, resembling you in many ways. You're not sure why, but looking at this humanoid, this person, whoever it is, it's him. You don't know how, you don't know why.
She's immediately going to run to him. Father, what happened to you? What is going on? I've never seen you so small.
I'm sorry, Ginkgo. We tried. I know you tried. You all did your best. But we could not repel what was to come.
What's coming? What came? What?
The rot. It broke through. It took everything. We stood our ground and fought with everything we could, but once it rose from the earth, there was nothing we could do. That titan of rot. Please, Ginkgo, you have to try whatever you can. The medallion is the key. You seek the medallion. Do not let them have it.
Seek the medallion. Keep it from them. Titan. Yes. I'll do what I can, Father, I promise.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand. And he clutches his chest. As you can see that the corruption is beginning to spread on him. You have to understand. The Titan, it's always been here.
Always. Before you?
Before all of us. There wasn't always 2 continents in this world.
Were there more? Or were we one?
The Titan. Its name is Demethrin. Please. You see
Father,
now.
no, please.
It starts reaching up his neck as he lifts a hand and just holds your cheek. I couldn't ask for a better sight in my dying moments than the face of my proudest achievement.
I'm sorry, Father. I will fix this. I will. If I have to die trying, I will fix this.
Have faith, Ginkgo. You have more power than you know. Now, fly. And he pushes you. And you don't fall back, you go up into the air. And you spin around in the air. As two scaled wings appear from your back. And without you even being able to control them, launch you directly upwards through the sky, which is now blackened, until you see nothing but dark. You shut your eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you open your eyes, you wake up. The start of the next day, your companions all slowly coming round. Aegis, what's your passive perception?
23.
23. Aegis would definitely have noticed you having a nightmare, essentially. And you do also notice that Ginkgo has a new area of corruption. And it's up the side of her neck and the cheek. Exactly where Ginkgo's father had placed his hand previously.
Ginkgo's immediately just going to probably start glowing with what is now the first time she's experiencing panic.
Absolutely.
And she's just... We need to hurry. The rot is inside. It is Demethrin. The rot is Demethrin. It is inside. It's just my dream. I had a dream. She's trying to collect her thoughts, realizing she's going in too many directions.
She probably wakes with the mirror of Aegis it's like standing over her.
Aegis? It's confused.
She kind of Iria just kind of disappears and he approaches.
You were having a nightmare. I put my defender over you.
Thank you.
It's spread.
He kind of just like holds his hand up to mirror like where it would be on her.
My father, I dreamed of him. He spoke to me about the rot, and he touched my cheek when he told me. The rot is inside, deep inside of the entire world itself. It is a being. It's not just a disease. It's not just... It is a being named Demethrin. It is Demethrin. He told me that there weren't always two continents. We need to get a medallion, the Titan, medallion, and a Titan, medallion, and a Titan. She keeps trying to remember before she just writes it down in her notes. There's a Titan named Demethrin, and medallion is the key. The medallion is the key. The medallion is the key.
Can you show us?
She's looking around for it as if she would somehow have it on her person, looking for her bag of goals, and realizing it's not there. She makes it.
He just gestures for her to write it down.
Yeah, she just starts to draw. Pretty well, in fact. Starts to draw the medallion. And shows it to Aegis. Like this. It was glowing purple. There were maggots everywhere. But this was glowing. It was in my father's hand. And he said this was the key. And we couldn't let them have it. Is everyone awake that they're hearing this now?
I would say so.
They're
yeah.
not. Aegis is like, kind of like, very lightly nudging people.
Yeah.
Is it my turn already? Aegis, what's going on?
It's best to be said by Ginkgo. Ginkgo is the one who is informed.
Can
I
you
had
your
another-
face?
Yes.
You're glowing.
I'm scared. I haven't felt this since I was a child. I've never been so unsure of what to do next. And that frightens me. And she quickly goes over her dream again to Kimura about the Titan and Demethrin and the continents, and how the medallion is the key. And Kimura, I don't know who we need to keep this medallion from, but we need to keep it safe. We need to keep it away from whoever's going to use it.
I reckon it might not be someone that we know, but it might be someone that we've all seen.
A traitor. A voice. There was a voice. After my father gave me the message, there was a voice. And he said there was a traitor amongst us.
Amongst us? Or amongst...
us. He said that we should keep doing what we do best.
I need Sam here to attack Astra right now.
I knew it!
Too easy.
But legitimately, like Gekatsu would be like, what's...
He didn't specify who.
What does your patron have in this game, Astra? I'm sure she delights to see all of this rot. This befouling of the world.
I don't quite understand what you're insinuating. I also had a very unnerving dream, very similar to what Ginkgo just described. There was a medallion in it with rubies, I think?
Yes. Looked like this. And she shows it to us straight.
It was being worn by Baba Yaga. And she was overtaken by this corruption, and it was awful. I never want to see her like that, ever.
It took hold of my father. I brought the medallion to him, and he couldn't take his eyes off of it. It's almost like it compelled him to hold it. And the next time I saw him in my dream, he was rotted from the inside out. Even my mother was rotted, breaking, infested.
Well, don't worry, Ginkgo. We're not going to let that happen. We need to stop whoever that was doing whatever it was we saw them doing in that shared dream that we had.
Yes.
The rotted.
And you all saw the same that I did. You all saw the surroundings. It sounds like some sort of ancient site, some ritual site near the volcanoes.
Yes. There was sulfur, and
Do you remember how that vision ended? The earth opened. Something vast reaching from beyond.
the Titan.
The Warrens. That was Demethrin. And if that thing, that creature has been imprisoned, that undead thing's looking to release it, then perhaps this amulet is a lock, something that keep it away or needs to be used to open it, free it. But look, you've all seen, before the rot arrived, desolation of the north. It's not purely natural volcanic desolation. There's more to it than that. If that's the effect Titan has walked away, well, all the heavens only it's released into the world.
While you're all having this conversation, Kimura, Astra, and Ginkgo, you all, at various points throughout the morning, do realize that your vision's slightly better. And Ginkgo specifically, you do also feel a bit stronger, a bit more resilient. If the three of you would like to refresh your character sheets.
Sorry, it's taken a while.
It's all right. Mechanically speaking, Kimura and Astra have 1 level of corruption. Ginkgo has 2. At first level, you gain 60 feet of true sight. At second level, you become resistant to necrotic damage. There is something about this rot that is emboldening you, strengthening you. But you've seen what happens to creatures that become overtaken with it. So do with that information what you will.
Was the cave always this clear when we first arrived?
It's the thing. Hasn't changed.
No,
Maybe I'm just-
it's clearer.
You see it too, right?
Yes, it's more sharp, more...
Strange as it may seem, I agree with Kakato on this one.
I think it's a bit of it's a high definition, you could say.
whatever that means.
Ordanians and their lingo.
Look, as we
Would we be able to put two and two together that because all three of us are seeing differently that we're the ones affected?
Yes.
Okay. What is this rot doing to us? Do you
Perhaps
also
a
feel a
temporary-
rise in temporary?
Perhaps a temporary boon so that you do not fight it.
I do feel a little stronger. Do you feel this, Kimura?
No, not at all. I see better. Nothing else has changed. The only thing that I see changed is your face. That's it. There's nothing else. I just suddenly see better, more clarity. Astra, how about you?
I think I can see a bit better, yeah. Don't feel any different otherwise.
well, beneficial or not, they're still symptoms of something that we need to cure.
In fact, Gekato, you look like you're getting some crow's feet. Maybe a few wrinkles. I didn't notice that before. That's fascinating.
I don't think lizards could get wrinkles.
And his scales just covered in cracks and wrinkles. This is his natural skin.
Him, Astra.
It's like, it's not my fault you weren't being very observant before.
Well, I suppose I don't spend a lot of my time looking at you if I can help it.
It's good to have only one of us unsettlingly staring around to be. Hey, Aegis, let's go.
Kiko's gonna pat Kakato on the back, say, "Don't worry, cousin. It looks good on you."
Yeah. No scales off my back. And, besides, I'm much more concerned about what you were saying about. You said when we're sleeping, there's two of Aegis?
Yes, one was watching over me while I was having my nightmare.
Oh. And then he just summons his Knight again.
Yes, this
And
one.
you can see there's slight differences, like less color,
Let's
a
go.
little bit shorter. Yeah, you can see that Aegis's eyes are actually a little bit more pink, and it looks like there's like blood on her lips, as she's wearing lipstick.
This is
Who's that?
My twin sister. I left her, but this is how she keeps watch with me.
Some kind of illusion.
Oh no, she can fight.
Spirits like Suk.
Like an echo.
Visual echo. Never seen one of those before. Right. Come on, everything. Get it all packed up and let's get down this tunnel.
Before we
As you
leave,
do.
I think Kimura's
Oh.
just patting Aegis' sister just to see if she's real. Just has no concept of what this is. Just patting it.
Yeah, she just
So-
kind of ignores him.
So you all gather your things, prepare.
Sorry, her.
Ginkgo's just impressed with the lipstick, just like, what is that?
And you all get ready to venture down this tunnel, where we will pick up next session. But for now, as has now become tradition, a little post-credits scene as the camera pulls away from the Demethrin 5. And it heads back about a day's journey to the border, where we see Gikato's former associate, a bit more well-rested, bandaged up, in the process of working through some bows, trying to pick out a new weapon, always keeping an eye out for anything approaching. And as the camera pulls in, it pulls in close, as on the back of his neck, you start to see movement under the skin, heading up into the base of his skull. As he stands up and turns around. Yeah, this'll do. This looks good. And he just freezes in place, as his eyes glaze over and go black. He drops the bow, lowers his hands. Starts jolting. And begins marching forward out of the building, roughly in the direction of Cathramand. And we'll pick up from there next week.
Oh no!
Thanks, Batch. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks for
that.
the trauma!
Needed that. Thank you.
A massive thank you to my wonderful players for allowing me to talk to them to such an extent. You knew what you signed up for.
I didn't.
So, big thank you to everyone who's tuned in today as well. It is wonderful to be able to tell this story with you, even though it's only every 2 weeks. I do believe we do have one more session this year before we break off for the new year. I will clarify that with you because I could potentially be away, but it's not confirmed yet, and it might be a different weekend. So I will let you know at the earliest available opportunity. But for now, you can expect us back here in Demethrin in 2 weeks' time to find out whatever is happening next. We've had 3 sessions, and 3 players have had nightmares. I wonder if there'll be a 4th. So,
You just thought of.
let us go around the table before we finish up and go a raiding, and let's re-meet our wonderful players. Tell us who you are, who you've played, plug anything you've got to plug, and tell us your favourite moment from the session, starting with Ginkgo.
Hello, I'm Alexandria. You can find me at Smallbird Lex or Smallbird Art. Anything to plug? On Saturday evenings, my time, we're on a Christmas break right now, but on Sir Pfeffer's channel, I do a level 20 campaign with Offbeat Outlaw. We are already a few episodes in, but all those episodes are also on the YouTube Jake and Pfeffer, so if you guys want to catch up while the break is happening, go right ahead. And my favorite part, I think, was probably the moment with Kimura and Gikato. it was really sweet, and getting to hear about Kimura's life and how they view things and how they do things was really nice. And even though it was short, I think that was like a nice little wink moment with Gekato, just like we're a little comrade-y, just a little.
I can dig
I
it.
think that might have been favorite.
Okay, thank you. We also
That was my
have.
least favorite because it made me cry. But anyway, I'm kidding. It was great. You did phenomenal.
Thank you. We also have Aegis.
I'm Aelin. I play Aegis. You can find me here or on, let's say, QuestJunkiesUK every other Friday for a criminal who just doesn't know how to roll poorly.
Yep. Can attest to that.
Favorite moment. I have to go with the nightmare sequence again. Oh, you got me crying. Real good.
Oh, I'm really chuffed. I do love doing like dream sequences, nightmare sequences, and stuff like that. I probably do it too much, but I can never resist. It's always like, the way the story goes, it's like, oh, this could make a good moment. Oh, okay, yep, we're going to be doing that. I just
It's a cool way
can't
to
resist.
see the side of the character that we don't get to see on the surface, and I love that.
As Mai says in the chat, you just love making your players cry. Well, I mean, I did 2 campaigns where people were mostly emotionally blunt. Second campaign, less so. And now Redani has started and Demethrin started, and I think there's been less sessions where people haven't cried.
Dang.
So that's,
Love that.
14 sessions of Redania, 3 sessions of Demethrin, various one-shots, and there's only like a handful where people haven't cried, so yay.
You're just perfecting the art now.
Yeah,
Making
just
your
give
players
people the
cry.
feels. Yeah.
We are Emoshi Yoshis. All right, thank you very much. Gekato.
Yeah, thanks for another good session. You can find me over on QuestJunkiesUK with lots and lots of sessions, which I won't detail all of them because there's lots of them. All of our regular campaigns are in. You can see and Mike and Patch over there from time to time. But I will talk about the special ones that we have coming up. Speaking of the Redania Chronicles, all of the crew of that particular adventuring band will be joining us over for patented one-shot roulette campaigns where absolutely everything is randomly generated. And for that, tomorrow we will have a special session at the same time as this so 10 o'clock in the evening in Japan here, so 1 p.m. In the UK and 8 a.m. in Eastern. We will be doing the random character generation for that. Level 5 multi-class random builds, random equipment, random spells, random magical items, and then they'll send off to the players to try and figure out how to cope with that. And then
I can't wait.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then the session itself, we will be rolling randomly a location and the major plot points as the characters introduce themselves, and we will jump right in. So, if you want to see what happens, you'll have to be there because we cannot tell you. But it's always a good time. Nope. Always a good time. So join us. Lots of chat involvement in creating the characters, lots of dice rolling in chat there and stuff to determine the items and things. So please come and join me for that tomorrow, and then see what happens on Monday evening or Tuesday morning, depending where you are in the world. And favorite stuff today was just just watching everyone roleplay and bouncing off each other and finding the connections and just tiptoeing into each other's backstories there and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, this continues the trend that every campaign or one shot that I do, I'm blessed with some incredible role players every single time. So I'm a very happy DM. Thank you very much. And last but never least, Kimura.
Hi, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in. Patch, you monster. You are brilliant as always. Thank you so much for allowing us to tell this story with you. I am Mike. You can find me in chat here for the Demethrin 5 and also in chat in March of 2023, where our dear Aelin and Patch will be doing my favorite setting in all of Matt Mercer's campaigns, which is Wildmount. They've got an opportunity to tell a story within an existing universe. So you already like the Wildmount campaign. You've already seen sessions 1 and 2, I'm sure, on Critical Roles. So why don't you tell it from another perspective here? See how Patch can brew up something wonderful. 2023, March. Is it going to be around the same time, Patch? Is the Redania Chronicles week-wise, or what day do you think it might happen?
Currently, we're looking at Wednesdays, every Wednesday, at the same time slot as Redania. So it would be before the daylight savings, which is about to happen in March. It'll be 9 p.m. GMT, 4 p.m. EST, 10 p.m. JST. Yes, I think. No.
6 a.m.
Yeah, 6 a.m. JST. Yeah, that.
Time zones, man.
It'll all be confirmed between now and March.
Figured it out. No, absolutely.
So chat, yes, I will be waking up at 5 o'clock on Tuesday morning to do this one-shot roulette. See how that goes.
I love your roleplay, guys. You guys are so damn good at this. So my favorite moments, there's 3. He just kind of working his way and sort of confronting, understanding, but still feeling a little alien to Demethrins, or whatever this continent's called now. Obviously, Ginkgo looking into her dream sequences. You guys are obviously fantastic in those. Kakato, as always, you finding a way to make the NPCs have more life than they always do. I always love watching you guys work. It's awesome. So thank you for letting me be a small part of that.
It's a well-deserved spot at the table you have, sir. Well-deserved. And I am Patch, your ever humble dungeon master. You can find me here all the time, as well as on QuestJunkiesUK, where alongside Aelin, every 2 weeks on a Friday, I play the sassy yet classy Order of Scribes Kalish wizard, Kellen Sturgrove, who continues to get killed off almost every session, or nearly in it. If it's not giant centipedes, it's evil goddesses of the sea, or it's, was it Kenkus this time?
Ravenfolk, yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens when you realise you haven't rolled your hit dice properly and you've been going for how long have we been going for?
It's been a few sessions down.
That's on me. And not only that, I realised I had a spell that I was like, I really want to get this spell at some point. Oh, I've already got it. I've had it since the game started. Okay, cool. I should really read my character sheet better.
There's so much to look at.
There is. But yes, you can find me on Gisentis Tyranny alongside Aelin and those magical dice of yours. Like, holy shit. The last session in particular had so many nat 20s. It was insane. What else?
Point of context.
Mm-hmm.
I have different sets of dice per character. And it's just all of them roll like that consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Ginkgo's dream said there's a traitor in our midst, and Kikato looked at Ask John and died.
So, what else?
Playing later.
What else do we have coming up?
More anger.
So yes, we do the Redania Chronicles every Monday at 9 p.m. GMT. That's our flagship show featuring Myra the Pirate in chat amongst a host of other wonderful people. We do the Demethrin 5 every 2 weeks, this wonderful little haunting campaign that you've been observing today. We also, I think the last stream of this year, I might as well announce this now, details not confirmed as of yet, but the final stream for QuestJunkies in 2022 will be on the 19th of December, the last Redania session of the year. we're likely to be doing some sort of non-canon Christmas special. Now, I might put it up to a vote in the Discord, but one of the ideas that I had, and I'll share this now because I quite like it, is...
We're gonna fight Krampus!
So we did that in our very first Christmas special. We actually had... That was before... that was in between campaign 1 and 2. So when I was still figuring out how to be a DM. That was pre me meeting John.
Aww.
So the idea that I'm currently debating and might put up to a vote in the Discord is the characters from the Redania Chronicles wake up one day to find themselves in the real world, inhabiting the bodies of their players, and go on a mission to save Christmas. That's what I'm currently debating doing.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
I'm very curious about this Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. It looks very interesting, like in real world setting.
I mean, I could do Redania in space as well. There is that. That'll be more like Red Dwarf. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. You've been wonderful. My players, it is always a pleasure. All the love to you, and I can't wait to see you all again next time. We will go a raiding so we can spread some of this glorious Quest Junkies themed love elsewhere. So let me just have a look, see who's on. I don't believe any of the stream team is on.
Samuel's on.
Thamio is indeed on. That is a good shout. Okay, so please stick around for the raid. Let's go say hi to Thamio and much love. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Cheers.